Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Big Mike back here once again. And today, I'm sorry this was a little delayed. I wanted to have a nice, relaxing Labor Day, and that's what I did. But today, I'm going to bring you my results and reactions to the All Out pay-per-view, which a lot of good wrestling, bit of a dark cloud over it, but I will get into that momentarily. So first off, a match was moved from the pre-show to the main show, that being Big Swole and Britt Baker, the tooth and nail match. Instead, it was replaced by two matches. So the first match on the pre-show is a singles match between Joey Janela and Serpentico. Janela is a bit of a regular. He's been on Dark. He tags with Sonny Kiss. Bleh! I can't even say his name right now. Serpentico is an enhancement talent. He's usually on Dark. Usually both are very good with other opponents, but tonight it was not their night. I'm sorry. This was a messy, botchy match. I'm sorry, guys. Gonna give it a thumbs down. Maybe we see this match again in the future, and maybe they bring it up a notch. Next pre-show match, and these two pre-show matches I didn't predict, so they will not count to my score. So next pre-show match is Private Party, Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn, taking on two members of the Dark Order, that being Alex Reynolds and John Silver. This was a much better match than the first one. All these guys showed their athletic ability, and it was an upgrade. Much needed, a lot of fun, thumbs up. So, first match on the main card was, of course, the tooth and nail match between Big Swole and Britt Baker. This did take place on a set, so it's not in the ring. There was a lot of interference by Rebel, who has been Britt Baker's assistant / makeup artist. I forget what the canon reason she hangs out with her. A lot of teased use of the tools. The only things that really got involved were used as weapons was the picture framed, what are those things? Diplomas, I guess? I don't know. Certificates, let's just call them that. And a shot of Novocaine, which made me squeam, shudder, because I hate freaking needles. Match was ultimately won by Big Swole after the injection into Britt Baker's leg, and then a finisher and a pinfall on the floor. Overall, a fun match, but apparently this was set up to protect Baker, who still isn't 100% from a leg injury. So she's going to spend a little more time out than, in the ring. Hopefully she'll be on TV a little bit more, but overall, fun match. I did lose, so that is an 0-1 for the good guy. Next up was another fun tag team match. Playa. Yeah, Teddy Long will be proud. As the Young Bucks took on the Jurassic Express. This match was a last-minute, fill-in. Overall, good match. All four guys have great chemistry. I do see maybe a tag title match in the future of Jurassic Express. But overall, I got this right. Young Bucks take this match. So that's 1-1 to the good guy. Next up was the 21-man Casino Battle Royal. Uh, the 21st man I actually got wrong. It was not Rusev / Miro. It was actually another ex-WWE guy, Matt Sydal, a.k.a. Evan Bourne. If you don't remember him, he amazingly got hit from his shooting star press into an RKO by Randy Orton. I'm sure you can find it absolutely anywhere if you ask a wrestling fan. Final two were Lance Archer and Eddie Kingston. With Lance Archer getting the win, I took Pentagon like a fool. I thought they would push him a little bit, maybe do something a little different. But I like Archer because it kind of rebuilds him into a threat. Although I always kind of see him as a threat. And he gets a future world title shot. So that's 1 and 2 to the good guy. Alright, next match is where the Dark Cloud came in. And it was a very scary moment. We had Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara in a Broken Rules match, which is I thought it was Last Man Standing, but I guess not. It did seem that way though. Scary moment came really early on. Before that, you had a reverse spot. They weren't in the ring either. They started over at the football stadium where the Jags play. And you had the reverse spot of Sammy Guevara in a golf cart with Matt Hardy running away from that. I love that throwback. That was great. They fight around the canvas. Canvas? No, that's not right. The outside of the actual football stadium. And they get to a scissor lift. Like, one of those things that goes higher. And a somewhat perfectly placed table with masks they sell because, you gotta sell merch. The spot happens. Hardy was gonna go for a twist of fate. Guevara reverses, spears Hardy back through the table, but the back of Hardy's head hit really hard on the concrete. Dude was out for a good 45 seconds. He eventually does get up, but by that time, ref gave it the double X. Hardy did eventually get up. Well, what that double X means, it's, legit injury, and it's time to end it. So right there and then would have been Sammy Guevara winning, and then Matt Hardy going away. However, they did continue along the hallway, and apparently, according to reports, Matt Hardy cleared concussion protocol. They ended up in the arena, Daly's place, restarted the match. Guevara went up on the entranceway, I believe it was, and Hardy kind of just pushed him off through boxes, and ding, 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 Matt Hardy won. He was immediately sent to the hospital. Thankfully, he is all right, but he's going to take some time off. That's 2-2 to the good guy, but like I said, rest of the show definitely had a dark cloud over it. It didn't feel right, the rest of the show. This one, though, kind of brought me back in a little bit. It was the women's title match. Hikaru Shida defending against Thunder Rosa, the NWA Women's Champion. And, they went to war. They kick it, false finishes everywhere. Big move after big move. It was great. It felt like And I know it's kind of unfair to compare it, but it felt like WrestleMania 35 when Brock took on Bill Goldberg in that really legitimate match that felt like what that original. Anyway, that's not fair. It was officially, to me, match of the night. Sheeta won after the big old knee, and the Sheeta driver, which is I guess a Blue Thunder Bomb? Yeah, Blue Thunder Bomb. 1, 2, 3. Sheeta gets a big win. 2-2 to the good guy. Next up, 8-man tag match, playa. Featuring Matt Cardona, the former Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo. Scorpio Sky, former contender to the TNT Championship. And the Natural Nightmares, Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall, taking on the Dark Order. Mr. Brody Lee, the TNT Champion. Colt Cabana, boom boom boom. Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. The end of the match came with QT Marshall on his back after a big old clothesline from Brody Lee. And he tagged Colt Cabana right in. But instead of going for the pinfall, which is what he usually does, he went for the moonsault, missed. Dustin gets tagged in. And he hit the Destroyer for a big win for the Nightmares, Cardona, and Scorpio Sky. I did not see that coming. Does that hurt the Dark Order a little bit? Yeah. But the interesting thing came after the match, because this, so far, didn't usually happen, when Brody Lee was yelling pretty hard at Colt Cabana, which, maybe that breakup is coming sooner rather than later. So that is a 2-3 record for the good guy. Next up, which I think storytelling was the best of the night. Maybe not the best match, but it was still a really, really fun go. You had FDR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood taking on Kenny Omega and Adam Page. Page and Omega had been teasing a split since Revolution last year, before the pandemic hit. Wheeler and Hardwood have Tully Blanchard in there, former Horseman. Finish came after two pile drivers to Omega and Page. 1, 2, 3. Match is done. FTR, new champions. 3-3. Interesting thing came after the match, where Omega and Page were eye to eye. Omega, a little wobbly after taking the pile driver. He falls. Omega leaves the ring, leaving Page to fall flat on his face. So far, not the trigger pull of the full heel turn, but then that continues backstage as he, with the Young Bucks, go to Omega's car. Omega gets in, says, "We can't come back from this. We can't come back from this. You need to come with me." And Omega just drives off, leaving the Bucks thinking about what's going on. So it does seem like they're breaking up the Elite. And, it looks like Omega and Page are done, which I definitely called. This storyline is easily the best in wrestling. And like I said, 3-3 to the good guy. Next up, the Mimosa Mayhem match. And boy, oh boy, was this fun. A lot of near falls, a lot of good submissions, including Jericho breaking out the Lion Tamer, which is actually the good version of not the Code Breaker, what's it called? I forget the name of his submission. And And then there was, of course, teases of, both Cassidy and Jericho trying to put each other in the vat of mimosa. Overall, very fun, kind of brutal match, actually. And it ends with a big old, freshly squeezed Superman punch to Jericho ringside into the vat of mimosa. So that's 4-3 to the good guy. Wait, did I skip something? I feel like I skipped something. Did I skip something? No, I didn't skip anything. Alright. Whatever. Main event time. We have Jon Moxley, the AEW World Champion, taking on MJF. And of course his buddy Wardlow by his side. MJF immediately goes to Mox's injured arm, trying to further stop him from using the paradigm shift, even though it's banned. Overall, very, very kind of toned down match. Like, it felt very, very methodical and slow until Mox got in there. These two guys had some really good chemistry, and the ending kind of set up for a future shot for MJF. Hear me out. MJF had tried everything he could, every finisher, his, middle rope dragon screw, submissions, whatever, couldn't put him down. Asked Wardlow for the diamond ring he won 100 years ago. MJF loses it, goes face to face with Moxley, and with the ref distracted by Wardlow, Mox hits him with the paradigm shift, which is a banned move. 1, 2, 3, Mox retains. Now, does this hurt MJF a little bit? Yes. Oh, and that's 4-4. So, all evened up. A little bit of a shame, but whatever. Was still a fun night. And like I said, I believe this keeps MJF in the main title picture. And this match alone made MJF feel like a main eventer. Like he belongs in the main event. Although it does look like we are going for a Wardlow MJF feud, which might be a little early for that. I like MJF having a heavy. Although if somehow MJF talks AEW into try to getting his Dynasty MLW mates, I'd be cool with that. Because that was a good squad to me. Alright, that's it for All Out 2. A solid night of wrestling despite the dark cloud. I'll give it, just for that, a little bit of a thumbs in the middle, slightly thumbs up. Because it wasn't as great of a show as it could have been, but it was still a good night of wrestling. So, hope you guys had a good time. I'm not sure when I'll be back. I'm going to try to do something a little different next week. Hope you guys all had a good, fun Labor Day, and I shall see you next time. Peace.